Hey everyone, welcome to MT Guitar. Hope you're doing well. We're doing the Beatles Across the Universe. One of my favorite John songs, just truly gorgeous song. Of course, this just appeared on the Get Back documentary, which I'm currently working through. I like to kind of take my time with these epic documentaries, and I'm a huge fan of the Beatles, especially historically speaking. So this has just been a great documentary to dig into. And, this album is a very interesting time. So check that out. But yeah, this song appeared on that album. And there's a really interesting history with this song. John originally wrote it a couple years before it was released in 1967 during his psychedelia phase. And this was as he was getting into transcendental meditation and as George was getting into Indian music. So there's tambura on this recording, which George played. And there's quite a few versions of this song that are floating around. So originally this was sort of intended to be released with the Habitat for Humanity album, No One's Gonna Change Our World. And that version has some bird songs in the beginning of the song. And then there are two female fans that were hanging outside the studio when John was recording this, and he was, I guess, in a cheerful mood, so he asked them to sing backup vocals. You don't hear that version all that often, but you can find it in the Past Masters Beatles volume, but it's hard to find the Habitat for Humanity album. So that version is lesser known. I kind of like it. It's pretty cool. And then there are other versions. So there's the Let It Be version, which Phil Spector produced, and he added strings to it. And there's sort of a heated debate about Phil Spector's production on Let It Be. Some people really don't like it. Rick Beato just did a video talking about how the Let It Be naked sessions are far better because they're more accurate to how the Beatles recorded them. I tend to agree with that sentiment. So besides the Phil Spector version, there's the Let It Be Naked version. Okay, and then finally we have Anthology 2, Take 2, and it's considered the more psychedelic version because in that George is really going to town with not only the tambura but also the sitar. So check all those versions out. It's kind of fun to compare these versions. Regardless, this song is very doable for a beginner even. This beautiful opening riff is not as hard as it may sound, and once you get through that, the chords are all easy, assuming you know how to play bar chords. So there'll be a tab for this on the Patreon, and check that out with it all written out there for you. And remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon, and feel free to say hello and hit the thumbs up. All right, so let's jump on in and get started. All right, we're going to start with this intro, and it's a really fun part here. I recommend hybrid picking on a couple of the notes because we want to have a pick for this song, but we want to be able to play these notes simultaneously. You could play the whole song fingerstyle, but when you're strumming, it's clear that John was using a pick, but you don't have to. But assuming that we're using a pick, the notes are the same. It's just a matter of hybrid picking, right? So the third and first strings of a D chord, that's called a dyad, or a sixth interval. So I would recommend second and third fingers on the first and third strings, second fret, and you're going to hybrid pick. So pick on the third string, and then middle or ring finger on the second string, and then thumb, bass. Sorry, not thumb. Then play the fourth string open. Okay. Then you're going to slide with your middle finger to 10th fret, first and second strings, then bass again. So that's like that. Good. Now we're going to do hybrid picking again for these sixth intervals. So that would be 9 and 9, 7 and 7, 6 and 5. If you really want, you could strum these, but it's kind of makes it more difficult. Of course, you could not use a pick at all and just do it with your thumb as well. Several options. So that would be 9, 7, and then 5 and 6, and then 7th fret, second string. So far. Okay, now we have an F sharp minor. We're not going to do the whole chord. we're just going to do 4, 2, 2, 2. Okay, and we're going to go down over and over with the right hand, but we're going to go to 4th fret, 3rd string to create an F sharp sus4. So 2, 4, 2, 4. That's 4 times. Now A, do it the kind of A where you bar it, and then you go 4th fret, 3rd string over and over again, 4 times. So that would be F sharp minor, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, and then we're off to the verse. Okay? All right, so for the verse, it's pretty downstrum heavy. Occasionally, John will throw an upstrum in there. So I wrote out the exact first 2 bars, and then basically said, you know, pretty much continues from there in that style. So D chord, down, 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 down. B minor, down, down, up, down, down. F sharp minor, down, down, up, down, 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 down. From there, I think you can figure it out. So then I switched it to basically lead sheet notation, where you have quarter notes marked with a slash. And that's what I'd like for my subscribers and patrons and students to start understanding, that that's very important. Just knowing how many beats for each chord and knowing basic strumming patterns to have it figured out on your own. All right? So, with that being said, let's go through the chords of the verse. D, B minor, F sharp minor for a whole bar. E minor 7, this kind. So 020030. A7, like there. But then at the very end, he goes to 3rd fret, 1st string when he says, it's a bar of 5, by the way. Across the universe, 5. So it's an added beat. And then D. E minor, F sharp minor. This second time, E minor 7 to G minor. It's a bar of 6. Okay, then we're at our pre-chorus. So let's run that verse together. Those time signature changes are a little tricky, aren't they? Here we go. 3, 4. D, da da, B minor. Here's F sharp minor. Da da da. E minor 7. Da 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 da. Here's A7, bar 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. D, then to B minor. F sharp minor, 4 bar. Here we go. E minor 7. G minor for 4 beats. 3, 4, D. Then we have the pre-chorus. Jagaroot for 2 bars. A7. Okay? And that takes us into the chorus. All right. Now for the chorus, I've seen a couple lessons on this, and I don't know if people are catching this, but it's an A5 power chord to an A7 sus4. So I think it's important to get this, because the guitar is a pretty important part of the song, right? So it might be a little annoying, but try this chord. This is what John was doing. So open, second, second, 5, 5. And it's an A5 for 2 beats, and then A7 sus4. So we go from 5, 5 to 3, 3, first 2 strings, to A7. So that's nothing's gonna change my world. Good. Here's the G. Nothing's gonna change, to D. And we repeat. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change. So you can see, pretty simple. That's the entire song. It just repeats from there, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, for a second time, and then a third time as well. The outro is just ending on D. Right? Just a little note on some of the theory. I meant to say this at the beginning, but this is a great example of 1, 6, 3, 2, 5. 1, 3, 6, 2, 5. And then on the chorus, 5, 4, 1. 5, 4, 1. We see it all the time. I did a little chord melody. That's about learning the melody. and combining the chords. So here's a D triad over B minor, F sharp minor, F sharp minor 11, E minor 11, A. So that's a little more advanced, but that would be basically, combining the chords with the melody. You got to really know the melody in a very strong way before you can try that. Tommy Emmanuel just did an interview with Rick Beato, and he was talking about how important the melody is if you're going to do this type of work. So hopefully that makes sense. We kind of went quickly, but it's pretty accessible for any level. So I think this should be clear enough. Let me know. Otherwise, have a good one. All right, well done, everybody. Definitely a beautiful song to learn. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell icon, and looking forward to seeing you next lesson. Bye.